What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Pick6 Show. It's your host, Musa here. I'm here with my guys, Mike and Peso. Man, we got another special Thanksgiving episode for you guys. As you can see, Mike's already glazing in glory. If you see his background with Kansas, he's been saying this for a couple of weeks. It's all right.
I got a lot of blood for it.
We're gonna get into it soon. Today's episode, we're gonna talk about, of course, the updated college football bracket. Obviously, we got some letdowns. Colorado losing to Kansas. Ohio State predictably beating Indiana. Alabama, big SEC team, choking against Oklahoma, only putting up 3 points. We're going to get into all of that good stuff, man. If you're watching the show, please leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, tell a friend and tell a friend. I can't get my words out, man. I'm hyped for this. We got a special topic we're going to get right into. So, Mike, in our private chat, said he can list at least 50 quarterbacks better than Shedeur Sanders, including backups. Now, we're going to say the backups for mostly for another episode when we get everybody on the show. But I have the list here. We're going to get into the list and let you guys see what Mike came up with.
I was going figuratively on the number, but I got 22 of them, sure.
Cool. So, Mike, what we're going to do is I'm going to pull up the list. We can go name for name, and I'm gonna kind of let you talk about why this quarterback is better, and then we can kind of debunk the list and tell you why we think otherwise.
Yeah, I just want to
have you just go through each player, and then when you're done, we can kind of go player for player if we want, or specify what play you want to talk about first.
I just before the two, I just want to go over the where the brainwashing starts at Fox Sports too, and why they do it and who's involved with it. Because this kid's not that good, and he's just propped up by the media. So you can pull the list up whenever you want.
Sounds good. All right, man. We about to get into it. Share this list.
I want to just throw it out there, man. The thing with the media, of course, people are going to prop him up. Is Deion Sanders going to coach his son? At the end of the day, it doesn't take away from the individual talent.
Well, when you got guys like,
but I want to see this list, because you're talking about there's 22 quarterbacks currently right now.
Yes. Well, with the media. Look at this. Where did we see the Dallas thing start? It started on Colin Cowherd's show. He works for Fox Sports. Who's Shedeur been working with? Tom Brady. He works for Fox Sports. You see Emmanuel Acho says crazy stuff about him all the time that never adds up, and he's always proven wrong on. If you go back and watch the tape, you're not an engagement farmer. You see he's just doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to the kid when he breaks down tape on against an FCS team. So, and they have this because ESPN and Fox were both fighting over the right to Colorado games last year, and Fox will get it. They've even given Deion his own show on Tubi now, which is good for them. I see they want to get it in, but people are taking this stuff as gospel when it's not.
Basically, you got anything?
Hey, man, at the end of the day, we already know it's everything's for show and everything is for entertainment when it comes to him. We all know what it is. I don't like the fact that Shedeur's in the media the way he is. I don't like how flashy he is. Yes, I do agree with you. People are trying to big him up too much. But from a pure talent, from what he's able to do on the field with that team, with or without Travis Hunter, yes, Travis Hunter is the Heisman. I think, in my opinion, I think that he is a big key to that offense and helping out Shedeur in key situations. There's some things he need to work on, but hey, at the end of the day, I don't think all that media stuff takes away of what we actually see. Yeah, there's some bad, but there's also some good. So I think we have to point that out.
I will say this. For me personally, I don't care about the whole flashy stuff. Besides, look who his father is. If you know anything, that was Deion all the way.
And that's another. Yes,
that's not something I'm surprised about. I don't care about because he backs it up on the field. That's for one. Two, all these players coming out, they have their own style, they're their own person. most people care if they're gonna be great in the locker room, be a leader, depending on what position you play, whatever position you play, and if you're gonna back it up on the field. And Shador has done those things up to this point.
I disagree. He's shown he hasn't been a leader because the last 3 games, the best receiver in the country, who he should automatically be going to, has had to say, "Get me the damn ball." That's not leadership. And on top of it, he doesn't hold on. He doesn't have the mental toughness either. I don't care that he pushed the ref. I know people they're making way too big a deal about it, but he does not have the mental toughness. If that gets under your skin that bad, wait till someone like Max Crosby starts tormenting you in the NFL, and you're just going to turn the ball over left and right.
Well, I don't think he got away with Max Crosby. I think that's going to be his teammate for starters. 2, you're talking about his number one receiver telling him to get him the ball, but let's not talk about how early in the season that same number one receiver couldn't get open, and Shador told him to go run the route and go get the ball, and they went back to the next play and got the touchdown. So 2 things can be true. Is Shador flawless? No, but no one is. But I just want to point out, right, that the whole incident with the ref was just more, he got to be more composed. Yes, I agree with that. But it boiled over for how the dirty plays that was going on in that game. We've seen the dirty hit that happened earlier.
They're just soft, bro. That's not, there was a clean head outside the pocket.
Did you see what
I'm saying the whole team is other than a few guys because they bullied them. The defense bullied them the whole game, and that's why they got frustrated and they got under their skin. They made sure to do the little hits at the end and make sure they hit hard and say, we're going to be the physical and aggressive team. And that's one of the reasons why they lost.
Yo, I just like the fact of how we talking about mainly what has happened this past week. But what I want to know from you,
I can bring up the stats next if you want me to.
Hold on. Like, I want to know as an individual talent. You point out the bad, you point out the most recent things that has happened. Yes, I agree with most of those things that you're bringing up. But as a pure talent, do you not think Shador Sanders is a good quarterback?
No, he doesn't. We went over this.
I honestly, I know I compared him to Johnny Manziel before. I apologize for that. He isn't even close to him, other than his footwork in the pocket. Let me finish, bro. In the pocket and be able to evade it. What talent does he have? He doesn't have a strong arm. He has 3 guys open on most of the plays, and he can't find them. He holds on to the ball forever. I don't want to hear about the offensive line and where they're ranked. You saw how much time he has, and there's multiple guys open on the play where they in the fourth quarter around the 5-minute mark when they had turned it over on the 4 downs. He had 3 straight touchdowns that he cost him by making the wrong throw or an underthrow, and they ended up turning over the ball, and that is on him. And if you want to talk about some of the stats too, hold on.
Before you begin to the stats, let's just get into this list because
I
just want you to keep the same energy with all the other quarterbacks that have flaws. Like the first person on this list, who I know has a lot of flaws, similar to what Shador is that you're referring to. So I want to make sure we keep that same energy.
Jackson Dart having the same problems, missing wide receivers wide open this last game against Florida. The same reasons and situations you're bringing up with Shador has flaws in. He's doing the same thing, and he's been doing it all year.
Different caliber conference. We're talking about a conference, the Big 12, who might not even get a team in the playoffs.
But see, this is why I get to again. You give Shador a team like that, you give him an offensive line like that, you give him a defensive like that. I'm pretty sure his productivity would have been a lot more than.
I bet you they beat Florida
over there.
No. How? Because he can't go up against these SEC teams. Look at what happened to him last year when he went up like a real team against a real team like Oregon last year. Look at what happened. He got eaten alive, and the same thing would have happened this year if they were
last year.
The same thing would have happened this year.
Powerhouse conference,
Mike.
It was his first year in a big conference.
So F all that. Last year, we're going to talk about last year with Colorado. They were one of the worst teams when it comes to pass protection in the college sports football. They're one of the worst teams. He didn't have any time to throw in the pocket last year. Now this year, I will say this to your credit, they have improved. Of course, they got the 5-star tackle this year, and he has had more time in the pocket. And it's at times he does hold the ball. So I'm not going to disagree with that point. But whenever we talk about last year, go back and watch it.
But
He was getting sacked 5-6 times in almost every game.
But we got to remember the competition difference. They switched conferences this year, and it just shows you how poor the Big 12 is compared to the Pac-12, probably one of the best conferences in football last year. And look at the screen pass rate. He throws the second most screen passes in college because they know he cannot get the ball deep downfield to these guys.
Mike, I also want to point out a lot of those screens is to the running to Travis and someone has running back to the time so where they can get in the ball and get quick yak plays. So that's just how the offense is ran because the run game is not really prominent in their offense, unfortunately. But we get into sidetrack. Let's get into this list. Jackson Dart. Why is he better than Shedeur?
Yeah, well, he's proven that he can almost take Ole Miss. We'll see how the rankings play out to the playoffs in the SEC. I don't think I would almost put any SEC quarterback above Shedeur because I don't think he would be able to survive in the SEC. They might be able to win a game or two, sure thing. But the defenses that they have in the SEC, he would not be able to survive. You can't get 10 seconds in the pocket to throw a run around and then not make a throw and get sacked or make the wrong throw. That's just asking for trouble, and that's why it was dirty hit. And it's not just this Sunday it's happened. He has had time previously where he just holds on to the ball. That has been a problem for 2 years now. That is not this Saturday.
Mike, see you
hold on, Pace. So let's get through some of these names and we're going to debunk all of this player for player. I know you itching at it, Pace, so to get attack this, but let's go. All right, let's move on. Mike, you got Carson Beck.
Yes. So
I want to hear this.
Negative. That's a negative.
Last year, with the weapons that he had, Ladd McConkey and Brock Bowers, who are comparable to Wester and Hunter, because Wester does not get the credit he deserves because he has this quarterback, because he is one of the best receivers in the country.
Hold on, Mike. Do you think Carson Beck will be successful on Colorado right now?
I think they would be undefeated.
Oh my God! Oh.
I think any of these. I just want to clarify to everyone on this list, Colorado would be undefeated right now. So you don't think that Carson Beck
has the same problems as Shedeur, if not worse?
I think he has problems because of what he goes up against. If he was going up some little league defenses like they got in the Big 12 with those weapons, it would be a different story.
And I think the same thing vice versa, Mike.
But see, this is my problem I have. Because you keep going back to this conference stuff, right? And it's killing me because we're going back to the conference and I'm looking at what they actually do on the field. What I mean by that is we have Carson Beck. Regardless if he's going against the SEC team, his reads on the field is atrocious.
So the same thing you pointed out with Shedeur, right? The same thing.
It's
Carson Beck has those same flaws.
Just throw the ball completely into DB's hands. So this is my problem I'm having. Is yes, you can have your opinion, have Beck over Shedeur. Fine, I'm cool. I disagree, whatever. But to make it seem like it's a clear gap when they have the same deficiencies is why I got to hold you at. I think it's not genuine.
Let me compare this to you. So, I think we can all agree on this. When we make a comparison about a college quarterback when he's going into the NFL, we say, "Oh, he won't get away with that throw in the NFL," correct? Because they don't have the same openings and the coverages, correct? I don't think you get those same openings in the SEC that you get in the Big 12.
Okay.
I just want to put that out there because I know we all agree on that. So you're not going to get those same windows to throw because like on the touchdown that he threw this Saturday, and I'll just use this because this is recent. What everyone just saw, he threw that. It was a good throw. I'll be honest, it was a good throw to the guy where the linebacker had his back, turning his hands up. But he had a guy wide open on the crossing route. When you have multiple guys open, now granted there are a few plays where guys aren't open. I'll be honest, it's not every play, but the majority of plays when you have guys open, you're still holding on to the ball for 5-10 seconds. In the NFL, you can't even hold it for 3 seconds. In the SEC, you can't hold on to it for 10 seconds. Come on now. We know that.
Well, what I hear a lot of bad things. What does Shedeur do good?
His footwork in the pocket. And then once he does make a throw, I will give him the credit that he does get the throw to where he is intending to throw it to, but the read isn't there. When he has guys open, and with the read thing, it's all in the head, and that has to go with the mental thing too. If he can get those worked out, I think he would be okay. But right now, I don't think he's anywhere close. He'd need to do like on the Jordan Love plan to sit for a couple of years. And
This man got the Vanderbilt quarterback over Shedeur right now. Yo,
I was gonna say he
beat the list, man. This is wicked. This is wicked, right?
Go ahead, Mike. You finish your point, and we're gonna get to the third quarterback.
No, that's all I got to say on it. But don't take me out of context here. Anyone watches, I do not wish bad on the kid. I hope he does good. But just the way he's propped up and shoved down people's throats, and that's not on him. I understand that. But where we hear the talk about, oh, he's not going to go there. He has a choice. What right does this kid have to make a choice of where he goes?
Mike, but we go.
What right did Eli Manning have?
We go into a media standpoint when it comes to that, man. At the end of the day,
no, but he puts it on himself with the tweets that says "Thank you, God" at 4 o'clock every Sunday.
What right did Eli Manning have?
At the time he didn't, but he turned out to win 2 Super Bowls.
No. See, you moving goalposts on that. It's not about what he did down in the future. It's at the time. At the time, coming out of college, the same thing Shador's going to do. He didn't have the right to ask where he wanted to go. Yeah, he did it. You know why? Because he had a Manning name. So why the hell Shador can't do the same? Because he got a Sanders name.
But I'm not moving the goalposts. What I'm doing is basing it off the information I have available right now. I could be wrong. This is all my opinion. Other than the stats that I am listing here today, this is all my opinion. And everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'll never say anyone's opinion's wrong, even though I may not agree with it. But as of right now, what has he done other than his last name to earn that title? And we talk about he's not even the best QB in the draft. I have all the stats right here, and we'll get to him after we go through this list between him and Cam Ward. What makes him QB1 and gives him this right?
We're going to move to the next name, Jalen Milroe. I can't wait to hear this.
First off, with his legs, he's more mobile, and he has a stronger arm. The accuracy is not as good. I will be honest on that. And the reads. I think his reads are better. And it goes to experience in the conference. This goes for any guy in the SEC, so I'm not going to repeat myself after this one, because that'll go for Marcel Reed, Garrett Nussmeier, Diego Pavia, Brady Cook, Quinn Ewers, Nico Imaliava, Lenore Sellers, and Arch Banning. I'm throwing in there solely on potential and what I've seen off the 2 games so far from him.
I'll give you the stronger arm and the mobility. That's it. Everything else I'm giving to Shador. Marcel Reed.
So you think Shador's faster and is more of a threat on the ground than Jalen Milroe?
No, I said I'll give you the mobility and the strong arm.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I did forget the mobility.
We had this conversation weeks ago. I would never, when it comes to running the ball and arm strength, I'm going to give that to Milroe. I don't think it's close. Shador, I agree with you. Shador doesn't have the strongest arm. But outside of those things, Shador does everything else better. He's more poised in the pocket. He makes better reads, in my opinion. He does hold on to the ball too much, which I agree he needs to clean that up. But that's something you could clean up. But outside of that, Shador's better than Jalen Milroe. We already agreed he should stay. He should stay another year. So with that even being said, I don't see how he can be better than Shador. But we can.
I think both of them should stay another year, but I don't think Shador can, because he's a senior. I don't know if there's a red shirt way around it, or he can apply for eligibility. I don't know how that stuff works really at the college level, so I can't say whether he can or not. But I just know he's listed as a senior.
Absolutely, Marcel Reed.
Yeah, Texas A&M quarterback. Once again, we're gonna go just like Milroe. He is more mobile and more of a threat on the ground. And I think, quite frankly, he's a more accurate passer, and his reads are better. He just put up this past week, I believe it was 40-something. I don't remember the exact number off my head. 42 points against an SEC defense. This kid's barely. He couldn't even put up on Kansas. He couldn't put up more than 21. And I know he's had other high-scoring games this year. I know, but I'm just telling you, they're 2 different beasts.
I don't want to hear about putting up points when you have Jalen Milroe, who only got 3 points against Oklahoma.
But the other thing is I should have probably done this. I don't have all the wide receiver ranks. I only have Miami's and Colorado's receiving rank, and they're very high. So I know not all these quarterbacks on the list are above them. But if they have the same wide receiver core to work with, I think these teams would be even better, because I think they have 2 of the best receivers in the country on their team.
You said the same thing about Colorado. They have some of these SEC defenses.
Yeah, but what does the defense have to do with putting up 21 points against Kansas?
Mike,
7 points against Nebraska. 7 points against Nebraska. Mike,
did you see the Kansas game?
What, this past Saturday?
Run.
I understand that.
Got back in it because the defense kept giving up the runs.
I understand that, but I know
that's my point to your point. Is yes, if you give some of these quarterbacks like the Cam Wards or Jackson Dortz of the world, some of these high quality receivers, yes, they'll look a lot better. But you on the flip side, you can say the same thing for Shador if you give him a defense that can give you stops and get you so he can get them back into the game. Because I guarantee if he had an SEC defense in that Kansas game, the way they started to turn it on offense, they probably would have came back and won that game.
Look at Miami and what they have to do. They don't. It's points. I'll just do this one quick.
Miami's defense is atrocious.
That's what I'm saying. So Colorado, they've allowed 264 points on defense this year, and Miami's 245. So yes, Colorado does have the worst defense, but still, they still are able to go out and put up the points every week. Because I know I say with the NFL, I've said it before, that you can get away with not having the best offense in the world to win, and it's more of a defense. College, that's not the case. So it's more offense oriented than defense.
So, Mike, what is the offensive line stats compared to Miami?
Compared to Miami, so Colorado has the 89th ranked offensive line, and Miami has the 39th ranked offensive line, which
that's the difference right there.
Yeah, but that's the only difference. We can go.
That's a major difference.
That's the difference for a lot of these quarterbacks in a lot of these situations, Mike. I don't know. I don't get. Like when you point out the things that you do about Shador, yes, I agree with majority of them from a personnel standpoint, from an individual standpoint. Yes, there's a lot of things that he needs to work on. But I think if you put him in these certain situations, that's why I don't agree with. I think he will be as successful as these guys that you're naming, if not more.
But you say one team is ranked 64th or 69th, and the other one has a 39th. That's almost a 50 gap. That's a huge difference.
I understand that.
I get it though. To your point, Sanders still holds on to the ball too much, and I agree with that.
And if you're allowed to hold on to, if you can hold on to the ball for that long a time, how does that reflect on for your offensive line?
It reflects better. I agree with that, but it's not every play.
Like that doesn't happen every single time that Shador has the ball. There has been situation again.
What about the run game? Whose run game?
Again.
Whose run game is better?
Point out the good. There is a lot of flaws, yes, but what does he do that's actually good? What do you think?
What was that last part again, Peso? But no, Miami has the better run game. I know that. What was your question, Peso? Sorry.
My thing is that you point out the bad, but what is the actual good? And you can't just tell me that moving around in the pocket is the only thing that he does good, but at the same time say that he hold the ball for too long. So it's which one is it?
Yeah, I can. He can move around in the pocket and not throw it. He can move around all day. And then the other thing I just said before, once he makes the throw, it's accurate. But getting to make that throw is a problem.
I'm glad we got to this point because I wanted to make sure for those watching, please leave a comment, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Right now, we're talking about quarterbacks that Mike believes is better than Shador currently right now. Back to the main argument. Real quick, and we're going to move on to the next games and kind of move through this kind of faster so we can get to the other segments of the show. So, when it comes back to the Cam Ward and the Miami situation, right? Yes, Cam Ward's defense is bad, even though it's not worse than Colorado's. That's a check to Shador. Then you look at the offense. It's a clear gap on the offensive line production side, which means there's more difficulty on Shador's side. Check. I get he got Travis Hunter, so I'm not going to argue that. And if you want to mention Webster, cool. He probably has the better receiving core. Although Miami has a good receiving core too, with Xavier in the crew.
They're ranked 7th, and Colorado is ranked 8th. So they're equal.
Hand in hand. It's a toss-up. Perfect. But when you look at the run game, which helped with time of possession, and along with that, now it leaves the pressure off your quarterback, and it can open some of the play action that you could do. That goes towards the check for Cam Ward, where he having a higher offense. So now Shador has to do more because he doesn't have that run game. So that means defenses can settle and put more people in the box because we know you're not going to be able to run the ball. You're going to have to throw it. So that means it's more. He has to hold the ball more. And so it goes both hand in hand is what I'm trying to say.
Well, and then you go on the teams too. Miami's strength of schedule is 24th. Colorado's strength of schedule is 36th. But let's go through. Hold on. Let's just go through this. Passing efficiency. Cam Ward's 4th. Shador's 8th. Passing yards. Cam Ward's 2nd. Shador's 5th. Passing yards per game.
Cam Ward is 1 in QBR. Shador's 13th.
Well, I got him down here as second, I believe, from the site I got it from. But yes,
I looked on ESPN right now. The season leaders right now got Cam Ward at 87.2 QBR, Shador's at 13 at 78.3.
And then this is the one. I won't go through the rest of them because he's ahead in almost every metric other than one on this. But the one thing that's alarming to me is the pass yards per attempt, or pass yards per completion. Shador's 79th, and Cam Ward is second. That tells me right there. I know we just talked about the offensive line, but he ranks on top of it, the second most screen passes in college. I know the game plan is going to be different. I understand that, but it's not just the line. They know he cannot push that ball downfield all the time. And yes, they do run a lot of 9 routes. I see it. Everyone sees it, but it's just not there, and it's an alarming stat. And that's what makes those stats so good. Look at how many touchdowns Hunter's got from the screen pass. Those are all yards, all touchdowns that boost his statistics. He's a product of his environment. I'm telling you, if he didn't have this name, the media didn't push him, and we just looked at it for what it is, we would not have the same perception of this guy.
Mike, real quick, let me ask you a question. What is the goal in football? What is the goal when you run the screenplay? Why is one of the main reasons why you run the screenplay?
Well, the main reason to run the screenplay is obviously for the line, because it's an extension of the running game almost, because we've talked about that they don't have a run game, so that way you're taking your offensive line out of the equation where you use your other wide receivers to block and hopefully get but on the other side of it, it's a low risk completion too, because it can work both ways with the line and the quarterback, and I think it's a little bit of both. I'm not saying that it's not just solely because they don't believe in the quarterback. It has to do with the line too. I think both of them there, because they don't want to risk it, and then they know with him holding on to it that even if there are guys open, he might not be able to make the throw.
So, Mike, before I ask the question, you mentioned something, and along with the answer, it's proving my plans why Shador is doing certain things that he's doing. The O-line is one of the worst in college. Oh, middle of the pack, because a lot of colleges.
Mid to bottom.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even go middle of the pack.
Perfect. They don't have a run game. You say the receivers run a lot of 9 routes. For those watching, 9 routes basically a streak, so a straight down line route. All of these things means he can't get the ball downfield. We already acknowledged he doesn't have the best arm talent. So if he doesn't have the best arm talent, his receivers typically only run 9 routes. The O-line is not good in pass protection and blocking in general. The best route to alleviate pressure off of him, because he don't have a run game, and to get the offense run is get short screen plays to get the ball so your playmakers let them do the work. Fair?
Yeah.
So that's why they're leading the league in screens, because of all those things that we all agreed upon.
Yeah, as I said, it's multiple factors. It's not just one or two, but I just don't see how you can prop him up as the best QB in college, because I know both of you guys did last week, which is your opinion. You're entitled to it. I don't have an issue with it, but I just don't know, based on what we see the stats and the situation. Like, I understand the line's not there, but the receiving core and the weapons, most kids in college would kill to have even one of these guys, never mind 2 to 3 of them, depending on if you throw a horn in there as well.
Well, like Carson Beck had last year with Brock Bowers and Lab McConkey.
And he did. He went 12-1, and if you include the championship game, if not,
wouldn't he be a product of his environment?
Yes, he was, but he's going against stiffer defenses too, as could Colorado last year when it was the Pac-12. Now that they've moved to the Big 12, it's a lot different competition. The way with the playoff and them not putting, if this scenario happens out and there's no team from the Big 12 in there, they're basically saying that the Mountain West is a better conference than the Big 12.
I will say this real quick, and we got to move through these names. As far as yes, I have Shador as the best quarterback in college. But I also said if you had Cam Ward, I'm not mad. I think it goes hand in hand. I also said Cam Ward is third in the Heisman behind Genty and Travis. But just want to put that out there for those watching, just for some clarification. Moving on, we had Marcel Reed. We're just going to go through the names real quick, and then we can pinpoint any specific. Same for you, Pace, so we can pinpoint any name specifically. But let's get through these names, because we got to talk about the college football playoff bracket as well. So we got Marcel Reed, Garrett Nussmeier,
Yeah, no sweat. Yeah, personally, I think he uses Lacey better than to his full potential. Where I don't think Travis Hunter is used to his full potential, and he knows he isn't too. As I alluded to earlier, throw me the ball. That's happened multiple times. We all see it on TV. And I can tell you, you basically have Justin Jefferson for you in a college lineup, and you need to exploit that to the best of its ability on more than just screenplays. He can jump up and get the ball.
I don't think he'll be successful in the Big 12. You want to talk about switching conferences? You put Shador on that team, I think he will look way better than Newsom Meyer in LSU.
Next, we're gonna go into Diego Pavia.
Team leader, first off, right there. We've seen how he's rallied his team to come.
Team leader, Mike. Come on, Mike.
I was going to say he ain't the team leader in Colorado. It's clearly Hunter. The team leader does not say it doesn't. The team leader does not get told, "I need to pass the ball to someone." That does not happen from the team leader. The team leader is the alpha in the room and tells people that stuff because he's always got it on his shoulders.
Brady Cook is next.
Once again, Missouri has a good wide receiving core, but I'm telling you, Colorado's receivers are better. And when he has been out, look at what Pine has done. It's not been good. And I'm telling you, if Shadur's in that, it's going to look just like how Pine looks.
Quinn Ewers,
I think Colorado would be a perfect fit for him, for the offense that it is. It's screen passes. The only guy who throws more screen passes in college than Shadur is Quinn Ewers. On top of it, I know this year he's been battling some injuries and he hasn't looked as good, but last year he was making NFL quality throws on top of it. You mix that in there, without a doubt, 11-0.
Nico. I love me some Nico, but I can't pronounce his last name. So
Imaliava. Yeah.
Imaliava. There we go. See, all I need is one pronunciation. I can get it done.
I think this kid's the mini version of Jordan Love in college right now. He's got the same pocket presence he does. They're both the same height, and they both have a cannon for an arm. I think you give him this talent, no matter what conference he's in, they go 11-0.
Yeah, I think.
See but that's all opinionated at the end of the day.
Everything I'm saying is opinionated.
I get it, Mike. I just don't like that whole undefeated. Nah, I'm not going with that because I think at the end of the day, yeah, the Big 12 was probably one of the weakest out of the powerhouse conferences. But let's not forget, Utah was bigged up to be a team that they weren't so far. Arizona State is over there blowing up the Big 12 right now. BYU, yes, they lost some games to some light opponents they shouldn't have been. And then look at Colorado. At the end of the day, again, I'm going to keep saying it. You can point out the flaws, but what about the good?
I have pointed out the good.
You switch situations, I think it's going to be a different story.
I was going to say, I've pointed out the good multiple times now. It's the movement in the pocket and the accurate throws. Short of that, I don't see anything good with him. I'm not going to lie. I don't.
I will say that.
Hey, listen, listen. You give him a coordinator like what happened last week in Kansas. At the end of the day, and give him some better coaches.
No, so I had this too. Tweets that I saw this weekend. Hold on, let me get it here exactly.
While you get
Pat Shurmur is a joke of an OC to not put up more than 21 points with all that talent. How the hell is Pat Shurmur throwing the ball? He's drawing plays where multiple guys are open almost every play. Shador left 6 touchdowns at least, and that's just in the second half on the field. I don't want to hear anything about the OC.
I will say these other than
they ran the ball a lot more that game than what they'd have in the past. So I think that's where they messed up the most. First quarter, second quarter, it was a run game.
Including Nico, I think the next 2 names I can see them having better college careers down the line, but at the moment, I don't think they're better than Shador. Next we have Lenore Sellers, South Carolina.
Past month, this kid is absolutely broken out. I think in the future, this kid will be everything that Shador is hyped up to be. This kid is the future.
What about his receiver?
Yeah, I was going to say he's got some receivers, but he doesn't have the same quality of receivers. And I'm telling you, this kid's only 19 years old, and
I believe that wideout can be just as good as Travis on the offensive side of the ball.
But he's doing this at 19. That's the other thing too. He ain't 22. This is his first full season of play, and with the progressions, if he was at this point he is right now through the whole season, they're 10-1 at a minimum.
Like I said, current day, no. Down the line, will he have a better career in college than him? I believe he can have one.
He's got the height. Shadur's only 6'1". This kid's 6'4", and he's more mobile than him. He's big. He's got like a Vince Young build to him almost. And we see he's only 19. He can still grow. I'm telling you, even right now, the way he is, I wouldn't have said this a month ago, but right now, I think he would be 10-1. They would not be 8-3 right now if he was on Colorado.
Hey, I hear a lot of potential. And
this is all hypothetical because
I'm what you want with potential, but that, like I keep saying, at least for me right now, I can't put him in the Nico and Arch, who we're about to get into, over Shador right now. But potential for sure, I can see that. Next, we got Arch Manning, Texas. You know,
Arch Manning's more mobile than him without a question. They are around the same height. That's one thing that made me very wary to put him on this list. And the height is, I think, a big factor because you look at small quarterbacks. Small quarterbacks in the NFL, not good luck. In college, they can get away with it sometimes, but even then, it hurts. But the thing with Arch is, I think if he was there right now, they'd be one win better. I'm not going to put him at that 11-0, 10-1 with Arch Manning. I think they pull out that game against Kansas State about a month ago with Arch. But short of that, I think they're around the same to pretty equal. I wouldn't give Arch much over him, just a slight advantage.
Cade Klubnik?
Yeah, Cade Klubnik for Clemson. He's not been playing the best ball recently that he was earlier in the year, but once again, very, very mobile quarterback. He's got a much stronger arm, and the reads are just way better. What's up, Pesa?
Nah, go ahead, man. Hey, I just you stretching this list, my brother. I don't agree with some of these names, but go ahead.
We already touched based on Cam Ward, so we only got to go over that. Yeah. And I want to hear this about Indiana.
Yeah, Curtis Rourke, without a doubt. Yeah, because that kid, I know Ohio State ate him up. I would love to see what Colorado did if they placed a defense like Ohio State, because this kid
get that coach up out of there. He ain't looking how he looking right now.
They'll get blown out.
I agree. Without a doubt, Curtis Rourke is a product of his coach, but I'm telling you, you just swap guys out. I don't think it looks the same. And then with Rourke too, I don't think he has the accuracy over him, but I think yes, he has a stronger arm, and I think he has a slight edge in mobility. Not much, but slight.
There's a name on this list I can't wait to hear you talk about.
Oh, Will Howard, without a doubt.
No, not Will Howard.
Will Howard, just stronger arm. The reads are there. He gets rid of the ball quick. He does not hold on to the ball. Once there's a guy open, I know they run a very NFL-oriented offense at Ohio State. My thing too is if he's in Colorado, they are 11-0.
No. I don't think any of these quarterbacks can be 11-0 with Colorado's team roster because of the defense and that O-line. I'm not.
See, and that's the problem with all I hear is excuses with this kid and no accountability because
like you said, stats. We just went over the stats. The whole line is mid to bottom. They don't have a run game. The defense can't stop a parked car when they go against tougher run games. We've seen it against Kansas. You're telling me you put Will Howard, what else you want to name? They'll go undefeated. I don't see that.
I do, because he makes his reads like that. That's like a big thing of how Tua operates in Miami's offense. The only reason why he gets away with it is because how quick he makes his reads and his release. And I think with Will Howard, if he did that at Colorado, it would be a different story. Now the next guy, I'm very wary seeing he's a lefty, because lefties
not too much on the lefties, man.
Nah, he has a certain offense that's built this way. I think
us lefties are tough.
No, it's not like that. It's just the way that the offenses are built. I'm not saying anything. I'm
just messing with you.
Yeah, but the way the offense is built, if you could get the wide receivers that they got at Colorado to learn an offense that suits him, he's already gone undefeated with what he's got right now, which I think Colorado's receivers are better, personally, in my opinion. I think definitely they go 11-0, seeing he's already done that with Oregon and the Big Ten, which is without a doubt, a tougher conference, and they've had a much tougher schedule with some of the big opponents that they played. Next, Drew Aller.
Yeah, Drew Aller. Yep.
Yep, Drew Aller at Penn State. Now, the one thing with him is the arm strength probably isn't the same, but I got to give him the edge in the reads without a doubt. His reads are much better, and he knows how to get it to Warren, his tight end. If he knows who he's going to get to, he can get that ball to him when he needs to. And if he had multiple guys like that, how you have Wester and Hunter, without a doubt, I think I wouldn't give him 11-0, but I'd give him at least 10-1 to a 9-2 record without a doubt.
Haynes, next game I want to hear. This is one of the
Haynes King. I was going to say, Peso, you love Haynes King. You might be able to agree with me on this, but I doubt you will. But
no. Hold on, Mike. Mike.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say I might get you on this one.
When you sent that list in the chat, I was like, all right, listen, I could rock with Haynes King on that. In my opinion, I do think he's a better overall quarterback than Shador, and he showed plenty of signs of that this year.
I disagree, but I would love to hear you guys' point.
When he's healthy, that kid's proven uber toughness, a leader, and he can throw the ball, he can run. This kid can do everything pretty much. I don't know if he's going to stay in Georgia Tech, or because I'm sure he will have offers from other schools.
I will hope
going into next year. So I don't know, but wait till you see what this kid can do with everything around him. I think this kid will be I'm not going to put him up.
Don't get me wrong, Mike. I don't disagree with you and Peso on his ability and his flashes. My premise is going off of right now. And right now, I don't think he's better than Shador. But I will say this, he should leave Georgia Tech.
I think this kid, I'm not going to put him as high as Lenore Sellers, without a doubt. That's the kid I'm highest on this list, without a doubt. But he's right up there with him.
We have Kyle McCord.
Yeah, Kyle McCord, he was at Ohio State last year. I know he was supposed to go to Miami this year, and that's Cam Ward got lucky. That didn't work out, and look at how that's turned around. But I know he had a game with 5 interceptions. I understand that, but the kid knows how to get the ball to someone when he's open, and that's my main thing with Shador. He holds on to the ball too long. Kyle McCord, he doesn't really hold on to the ball like he does. Now, I will actually give Shador over him the mobility, and I give him probably Shador the movement in the pocket over a lot of these guys, but just getting the ball to the guy that's open, that's a big thing for me, because how can you function as a passing offense if you can't get the ball to the guy that's open?
Jake Retzlaff.
Yeah, that's the BYU quarterback.
Yeah, I know who that is. No.
Yeah. Basically, we have a similar body of work to go off of. I know recently, the past few games, he hasn't looked good, but he's got a decent arm, pretty accurate. But I think they're comparable. They're not. I wouldn't put him much. I give him a slight edge. They're just more of a comparable talent. No, I was going to say
Maddox Madsen.
Yes, the Boise State quarterback. I was going to say, look at what he's done with Nash. Nash, I don't think is a better receiver than Hunter. I'm not going to say that, but he's propped him up in the stats above that. So if he can do that with Nash, I could only imagine what he does with Hunter, and that's why I put him on this list.
All right, everyone, there you have it. Mike's list currently of quarterbacks he believes is better than Shador Sanders. We're gonna save the backups for another episode. Pace, is there any other gripes you want to pick at with this list before we move on to the fun stuff? This was fun, actually, by the way. Being devil's advocate, having some actual things I actually wanted to point out that I just disagree with. But all in all, Mike, great segment. As always, this is what we do on the Pick6 show. We're here to give you guys our best takes, and we'd love to hear you guys' thoughts and comments on those things. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna get into this college football playoff list. We'll get right into it. I was surprised to see a certain team up there, but I was more than happy to finally see my SMU Mustangs up there. So here is the list. Let me zoom out just a bit so we can see the top. Actually, no, I don't have to actually do that. So we have at 12, team I'm surprised to see, but they're here, Arizona State. At 5, we got Ohio State. the Ohio State. We have Tennessee at 9, Georgia's at 8, Indiana still on the playoff bracket at 11 after they lost to Ohio State. We have Penn State at 6, SMU at 10, and we got Notre Dame at 7. The 4 teams with the byes was Oregon, Miami, Texas, and Boise State. Fellas, brothers, what's your thoughts on this list?
Shout out to Arizona State, man. Colorado disappointed me this week, man. And they disappointed me this week. To see everything work out in their favor, BYU losing, and it was just right there in their hands there, man. Shout out Arizona State for making it there, man. It's crazy. Again, like we've been saying every week, this list is changing. SMU finally made it too, man. Shout out to them.
Yes, shout out to SMU, man. I got one team up there so far. Look like it's looking kind of slow and dwindling for Colorado's chances. I think we might get to gloat in the earlier segment about that.
No. I'm not gloating yet. If you look at it, like, not to cut you off, Musa, but there's more. See, the one thing they got to worry about is Tulane if they hop them, but their path is still there because there's no reason they should lose to Oklahoma State this weekend, and I believe
Ollie Gordon might have a good game. He can't stop the run.
If Arizona beats Arizona State, with that being a rivalry game, just like how Utah played BYU, we've seen it. These teams rise up for rivalry games. I could see definitely Arizona knocking them off, even though Arizona State is clear-cut the better team. And then Iowa State and Kansas State. Iowa State is not. It's just been a week-to-week team at this point. You don't know what you're going to get out of a week-to-week. And Kansas State has been pretty solid, so I would not count them out yet. And so I'm not gloating about that without a doubt.
Fair enough. Man, so we're going to get into this. Is there any teams that should have been on this 12 bracket that got left off, or...
One thing I just want to add before we get into that. One thing we got to look out for this week. South Carolina plays Clemson. I think South Carolina will win, as I said. I'm high on the North Cells, and I like the way they're playing right now. But if Clemson beats South Carolina and Syracuse upsets Miami, because Miami's on upset watch almost every week, we could see Miami. I know they're in number 3 right now. We could see them fall out of this playoff picture entirely. I don't know if you guys agree with that or if you guys got any opinions on it at all.
Pace, I'll let you go.
Nah, I mean, I definitely agree with that Miami standpoint. I think Syracuse was the last team, besides the earlier games they had. Obviously, Georgia Tech defeated them this year and stuff like that. Syracuse does look pretty good. I know they're trying to qualify for a higher bowling seed going into this year. So, given the last game of the season, I don't really trust Cam Ward. Cam Ward is a good talent himself. I just don't trust that defense. I trust Cam Ward, but I don't really trust that team. So I can see Miami losing to Syracuse this week and being gone.
I agree. I still think if all those things play out, I think Miami might still get a chance to get in. You still got the conference championship game ahead to think about. But other than that, I agree with your point, Mike. I'm surprised Indiana isn't at 12, but considering that that's their first loss, I can see why they put them at 11 just to give them like that strike 2 phase. It's nice to see Arizona State there. I did not think they will be at 12, but I'm not mad at it. One team I know ain't getting in is Alabama, but that varies because if they find a way to win the SEC.
Yeah,
I can see them with 3 losses getting in, which is ridiculous, but that's the SEC bias.
And then watch out for Texas and Texas A&M. I know we talked about that matchup from 2 weeks ago, but Texas is another team that could either get a lower seed. I don't think they'll be out, but definitely Texas A&M and Texas. That's a good matchup this week.
I think, I'm not going to lie to you, I think Texas A&M is a dead team walking after what happened last week. I think if they won that game.
No, go ahead. My bad, Mike. I was gonna say I agree with you.
Nah, because that was a devastating loss last week to Auburn. After you go down 21-0, you come back and you end up losing in I believe it was triple or quadruple overtime. I don't remember offhand, but
it was quadruple.
Yeah, before that, I think Texas A&M was definitely live to beat Texas. After seeing that, yes, I understand they could be more hungry, but I have a hard time seeing Texas lose in this game.
So let me ask y'all this real quick. What teams on this list do y'all think right now is actually like locked in?
Oregon.
That's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ohio State.
Yeah, I think Ohio State's locked. I think Tennessee's gonna get kicked out. I think they're gonna end up not making it. But yeah, I think to answer your question, Peso, I'll say Oregon and Ohio State.
It's crazy because with 3 losses, Georgia's like already like the favorite to play in the SEC championship.
I think they already got stamped to be in it.
It's kind of just off of you saying if Tennessee leaves. I mean, I'm going for Georgia all the way this year, man. But that's kind of wild. Just give it.
Isn't Georgia already booked for the SEC?
Yeah, they already clinched.
Yes, sir. They already booked. They got the SEC championship locked.
One team I want to point out here that I don't think is going to stay up in the rankings is Boise State. I think that as long as hear me out. As long as the way they've been playing the past few weeks has not been great. They've been escaping with wins. I know the scoreboard may not reflect that in that San Jose State game, but it was still like that. And UNLV, if they win this week, they play Boise State again, and they pulled Genty to, I believe, his lowest game that he had so far this year. And UNLV's playing better football than they were then because they had the quarterback decommit, or not decommit, but enter the transfer portal a few weeks before Williams took over quarterback there. And they've been playing much better because I know they suffered the loss to Syracuse. But I think in this rematch, as long as UNLV wins this week, I'm taking UNLV over Boise State.
Fair enough. We're going to move right into this predictions. First round, Ohio State, Arizona State. Who you guys got? I think we all agree Ohio State.
Yes, sir.
Landslide.
Tennessee and Georgia.
Oh, yeah, I know where I'm going with this one.
Yeah.
I got Georgia.
I'm going with Georgia, but I don't know. These teams have already played each other once, and you just never know what guys are going to pick up on and that they saw in the last game. But I'll go with Georgia right now.
Indiana, Penn State. This is actually closer than I think.
Yeah, this is a kind of honestly, I think this is going to be a toss-up game.
I'm probably going to go Indiana.
I'm sticking on the rope where I've been with Penn State all season. I don't really think they're as good as they are. I got Indiana.
I got Penn State by field goal. I'm not going to lie. I just I think if you didn't have that last drive where they were playing soft coverage, you only have one score against Ohio State, and there were too many special teams errors for my liking. I got Penn State by a field goal.
Sure, for sure. I got Indiana also. SMU, Notre Dame. I got SMU. I know wishful thinking.
It's not wishful thinking. It's just a coin flip game for me because Notre Dame's been dominating their opponents recently. And I know Army was ranked high, but with that schedule that they played before that, only like the 96th ranked strength of schedule before that, I don't know how much I can read into that. And so as of right now, I'll pick Notre Dame, but I can definitely see SMU being live when Notre Dame faces some real competition.
Yeah, I got Notre Dame this one. As much as I wanted SMU to get in here and be successful, I just think the bigger size of Notre Dame's team, I think at the end of the day, some of these ACC teams, Big 12 teams are really small, and I think that's going to show in this playoffs this year. Hence the matchup with Arizona State and Ohio State.
Sure, we're going to move on. We got Ohio State versus Boise State. I know I'm going Boise State.
I think me and Peso are both on Ohio State. I don't
see how you're doing that, but
I
I think this is It the same
Been
bracket
weeks.
that's been consistent.
It's been a week.
This is the side of the bracket that's been consistent, and every single time Ohio State is against Boise State, and you just going Boise all the way. So, but nah, I don't think they stand a chance.
I think Genty has a Ezekiel Elliott moment. That's why I'm gonna keep saying it. And then when he does, I'm gonna be in the chat like mustard.
didn't they, how much did they beat by Wyoming by this week? 3-7.
I think it was a close game.
Yeah, it was 3 or 7. I forget which one it was, but if Wyoming's a totally different beast than Ohio State, I got Ohio State by at least 3 scores.
All right, so I lose that one again, but that's all right. So Ohio State moves on to the semis. We got Georgia and Oregon. Georgia. Yeah, I'm not. Y'all know how I feel about Oregon.
Are you going with Payson?
Oh, y'all know I'm going with the Dogs.
I don't believe in Oregon. And all this SEC yapping I've been hearing.
Yeah.
Oregon don't play no SEC teams either.
I'll go with Georgia. I think that defensive line could make Dylan Gabriel's life a living hell whenever they play.
You better send some K-Dot. That's his best chance. Next up, we have Indiana, Miami. I think majority went with Indiana, correct?
I went with Penn State. I don't know who you went with, Peso.
Peso, you went with Indiana, right?
Yeah, I got Indiana that matchup.
Yeah. So Indiana, Miami. Who y'all got?
I again the same things that we all pointed out earlier. I don't trust Miami's defense. I trust Cam Ward. Cam Ward can make plays. He can make reads. He's a talented quarterback. He's been putting up the numbers. We all know what he could do. I just don't trust that team. So I got Indiana.
Same.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go.
I want to pick Cam Ward really so badly. I really do, but I can't trust that defense.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Miami on this one. To be honest with you, I think Indiana's proven that they can put up 40-plus points against a lot of teams in the Big Ten, but I don't know. I think Miami's defense is a little bit better than some of these teams in the Big Ten that they put up, like at Washington. I forget the other teams offhand that they did against maybe Northwestern, but I got Miami by like 10 points to 7, not much.
I hope you're right, Mike, because I really want to see Cam Ward on a big stage, bro. Hopefully you're right.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could see that happening. I mean, again, Cam Ward could also win games. He has won games for Miami, so I wouldn't be surprised. I just to point out the flaws of why I would pick Indiana. I just don't trust that team.
So we got Indiana moving forward, correct? Or was it Miami?
I got Miami. I don't know if y'all got.
I had Indiana. Peso had Indiana, correct?
Yeah.
So Indiana was on. Next, we got SMU versus Texas.
I got Texas.
Yeah, I got Texas in a landslide.
We're going to move right into it. Texas versus Indiana. I got Texas.
Yeah, I got Texas.
Same.
Next up, Ohio State and Georgia.
This is the matchup I don't want to end up happening to the Bulldogs in the playoffs this year. I'm not even going to lie to you.
Carson Beck throwing 4 picks.
In my heart, I'm going to obviously rock with Georgia, but I think Ohio State would end up winning this one.
I got Ohio State, and this is a big thing that we saw. I took a terrible beat. I had Indiana to score last and the under. And of course, they punched it in the end zone on the QB sneak at the end of the 4th. And Brian Day said, we're here to make a statement that we're still the kings of the Big Ten. And he, even though they lost to Oregon, but his job was sort of on the line based off his recent losses to Michigan. So I think if he maintains, I understand why he went against Indiana, and I think that'll create a good culture and confidence with that Ohio State team. And I think he's going to parlay that in the playoffs. So I'm actually going to go with Ohio State on this one.
Fair enough. I want to go Ohio State, but I'm going to lean to the Bulldogs, despite me not liking Carson Beck. I think everything around him and Kirby Smart gets the job done. Like I said in the past, I don't believe in Ohio State until they get it done. Every time they're supposed to get it done, they melt down. So, with that being said, I got Georgia and a natty. If this was the layout versus Texas, and that's when I go Texas. Big X the Plug gonna be there halftime show rocking. He's gonna be in the locker room at the end of the game. Yeah, I'm going Texas, man. Archie invites everybody to the cookout.
I got Ohio State. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I got Ohio State winning the Natty if that's the matchup for sure.
Georgia versus Texas?
Yeah, I know we went with Georgia, but I'm just saying I got Ohio State. I think.
Yeah, if this was Georgia versus Texas, then I'm going Georgia. If we talking Ohio State and Texas,
if it's Ohio State, I got Texas winning still.
I got either team beating Texas. I ain't gonna lie, Georgia or Ohio State. Just because basically what happened last time, I think that'll be an extension of what happens again. Seeing that already happened to Georgia once.
Fair enough. We're gonna move right along with the show. Now that we got that out the way, fellas, time for some fun. If you're watching, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, tell a friend and tell a friend. We are getting into our spreads for the week for Thursday's Thanksgiving special games, and we have a Black Friday game for the first time.
Second time. We won last year.
We had one last year?
Yeah, Miami and the Jets.
Oh, that's why I don't remember it.
Yeah.
Because the Jets was playing. But yeah, we're gonna get into these spreads, and then we're gonna get up out of here a little early. Let everyone enjoy their time with their loved ones, getting prepared for that Thanksgiving food. So, Mike, without further ado, grab yourself a brew. We're gonna get into it. What's the first game, Mike?
All right, so first game we got is South Carolina at Clemson. Clemson is -2.5. Clemson has Clemson straight up. Ty has Clemson -2.5, and I have South Carolina straight up.
I'm going South Carolina straight up.
I'm gonna take Clemson with the points.
Right. Next game we got is Texas at Texas A&M. Texas is -5.5. Myself, Ty, and Clips all have Texas straight up.
Same.
What's the game? I'm sorry.
-5.5 to Texas, and they're going against Texas A&M.
I'm gonna go Texas straight up.
All right. Next game we got is Kansas State at Iowa State. Iowa State is -2.5. Clips has Iowa State -2.5, and Ty and myself have Iowa State straight up.
I got Cyclones straight up.
You must not want Colorado to get the playoffs then.
I do, but I gotta be honest. I think Iowa State beats Kansas State.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna take Kansas State with the points.
All right. Okay, next we're moving into the NFL. That's it for college. And just a heads up to everyone, next week for college, for the conference championship games, we will be picking all the conference championship games, and then the bowl games we will do week by week. We won't pick all the bowls at once. We'll just do them by the bowl weeks. So doing the Thanksgiving Day games today for NFL. We will do the rest of the games on Sunday morning.
And the Black Friday game.
Oh, and the Black Friday. I keep forgetting about that. I forgot to send everyone the spread for the Black Friday game. Hold up, I gotta get it right.
Where do you get the spread from? ESPN?
No, I got it from DraftKings. Hold on, I'll get it up right here. But we'll go to the first game. And the first game is Bears at Lions. Lions are -10. Ty has Chicago +10. Clips has Detroit -10. I have Detroit straight up.
I got Detroit straight up.
I'm gonna go the same thing.
All right. Next game we got is Giants at Cowboys. Cowboys are -3.5, and Drew Lock is starting, by the way, for everyone for the Giants. Clips has Dallas straight up. Ty has the Giants +3.5, and I have the Giants straight up.
I choose Sleep -5.
This game is disgusting. Sheesh. How much shittier can the shit get? Give me the Giants with the points.
All right.
I guess I really got to make a pick, huh?
Yeah.
I'll probably be stuffing my face at this time, so I don't have to watch this misery. Might just put on Outer Banks or something. Or rewatch Peaky Blinders because I would not want to watch this game. I got Cowboys straight up.
It's
in
still
Dallas,
crazy
right?
for not finishing that show.
Yeah, it's in Dallas.
Listen. You know me, I like to do it on my time. When they drop something new, I can just binge watch the whole thing again. Now that I know part 2 for Outer Banks is out, pace up, I'm just gonna rewatch. I'm gonna watch the whole season in full. I ain't got to skip nothing or wait for nothing. And besides, we got Squid Game season 2 dropping. Well, I can say next month because December is literally right around the corner.
So, yeah. So, next game we got is a Thursday night game.
Hello?
Dolphins at Packers. Packers are -3.5. The weather's going to be mid-20s. Real feel supposedly of 4. I don't know how true the real feel is because that can change with snow flurries. The Packers are -3.5. I think I already said that. But myself and Clips have Green Bay straight up, and Ty has the Dolphins +3.5.
My bad, y'all. I had to take a quick call.
No,
Cowboys is home, right? For that last game?
Yes, they are. Yeah,
they never get a road game for Thanksgiving. Jerry don't like that. Yeah. So now we're on to the
Dolphins and Packers. Yeah.
I got
Packers
Packers
-3.5. All right. That's good.
I'm gonna go Packers straight up.
Put a little bit of love in your heart.
All right, so now we got the Black Friday game, and I didn't get the picks from the other people yet because I completely forgot about this game. But Kansas City is -13 against Vegas.
Chiefs straight up.
All right, I'm going the
Chiefs
same.
straight up.
Sounds good. That's it for the games.
Yes, sir. That's going to conclude today's show. Everyone watching, thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time out your day to, let us bless you guys for the day. Hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell a friend, and tell a friend. And we'll see you on Saturday, basketball. We'll see you again for football on Sunday.
Yo, and Mike, whatever you got going on over there, put it down, my brother. To think that all those quarterbacks is better than Shador like that at the end of the day. Listen, I feel you on the things that you talk about, but you got to talk about the good. I don't think half of those quarterbacks. I get that, but at the same time, when we're comparing one for one, and again, I'm trying to, I got to finish smoking this turkey. You know what I'm saying? It's Thanksgiving time, so we gonna save this for next week. But what you talking, Mike, is crazy, bro.
I just personally think he's overhyped. I think if his name was different and he was a different situation, we wouldn't even be talking about this kid. And if he just did not promote the things like the thank you God tweets and all that stuff, saying I can basically pick where I want to go, I'm going to express where I don't. If we didn't have that, I would just be criticizing the media. But short of that, most of my criticisms are of the media. But when I see stuff like that, I have to have the same energy with him.
Fair enough. On that note, we see you guys on the flip side. Have a great, wonderful Thanksgiving.
My God, Mike, man. Happy Thanksgiving, yo.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to y'all and everyone watching, too.
Hey, so I'm coming down for some of that fried turkey.
He said smoke this year.
We're not doing it
fried, smoke, whatever. I'm coming down
smoke.
for some turkey. Save me a leg.
You know what I mean? Like and subscribe to the channel, y'all. Happy Thanksgiving.
And I need me some pickles. Peace, y'all.
Great.